Hey guys, Merry Christmas. Well, it's not Christmas quite yet, but you know what I mean. Today we're going to be looking at Wish You Were Here, which is off the same, it's off of Wish You Were Here, their fourth best album right after Animals and The Wall and The Dark Side of the Moon. It's also one of their perfect albums. Well, pretty much all their later albums were perfect, from like Metal to The Wall. And then before and after that are just kind of gray areas, other than The Piper at the Gates of Dawn and like Adam Hurt Mother and Obscured by Clouds. Okay, anyway. It is one of their best songs. It is sad. It's about Syd Barrett. Well, that entire album, other than Welcome to the Machine and Have a Cigar, about Syd Barrett. And it is just an incredibly sad song. It's also it's got a pretty bright tone to it for talking about a dude with schizophrenia having a mental breakdown. But it sounds like this. My bad. And then it gets into chords. It's just C, G, D, A, and then it shuffles through this, and we'll get that to that in a minute. But the main riff, as you can hear, that's the first thing that plays. Also, do you guys like my ugly Christmas sweater? It's very festive. So basically the entire song is based around a G. So you can keep these two fingers anchored, which is your ring and pinky finger anchored on 3 on the B and E. You can keep those anchored throughout the entire song because they don't really move. You can also keep the top anchored, which is 3 on E, but that tends to mute A sometimes when you're trying to play that riff. So I'd leave it open if I were you, but you can do whatever you'd like. But anyway, it starts with 3 on G, and then open 2 on A, and then open 2 on D, and then he has this like fragmented chord, which is the 2 as the anchored, and then it's 2 on D. And then it's D, open G, 2 on D, and then open D, and then he hits a G chord. For those of you who don't know what a G chord is, it is 3 on E, and then 2 on A with your ring finger and pinky finger on E and B on 3. And he just plays that. Same thing. And this time it's different. So he basically does a walk down of, and then it's 2, open, on, first it's D, and then A, and then he hits the same chord again. Same thing. Same thing. O to O on A, and then he hits a G chord. Strums that for a little bit. And then in the recording, you can hear it in the background. And then the second overdubbed guitar comes on, which is the first solo. The second solo I'm not going to get into because I don't know it yet. But it's basically, as you heard it earlier, it's a slide from 2 to 4 on the G. So, and then you hit 3 on B, and then you hit 5 on B, and then you hit 4 on G, and then 2 on B, So it's, and then it goes. These are all pull offs on, and then 4. It's 4 to O on G, and then you slide from 1 to 2 on A, 1 2 on A, and then you hit open D twice, and then you bar on 3 on E and B, and then you go slide up to 5, and then back down, and then he does 2 on G and 3 on shoot, man, everything escaped me today, on B, and then he goes, and then he slides both those up 2 frets, and then he pulls them off. Same thing. And then which is 5 on D, and then 4 on G. And then you can do the second part right here, but it's difficult to bend, especially if you don't have super bendy strings, which I do. Well, I don't really. They're pretty bad. They're just one I got from a local music store. Nothing special. And then he goes, so which is, so you go from 7 to 9 on D, hit 7 on G, and then, so you go, hit that, and then go back, and then you hit 9 on G, and then you do a pre-bend, which is you start bending, and then you hit the note, which is a bend on 9, and then you hit 9 on D, and then 7 on G, and then 7 on D, and then you bend that, and then you hit bend, it's a bend, and then you do 7 to 9 on D, and then you bend this again. You bend D for 9 again, so I'll play it slow, because that was kind of hard to follow. And then he does the same thing. And then he pauses for a second, and then just goes. And then G. And then he does C. So it's, so you think you can tell. So it's C, D, you strum that, then it's A, and then G, and then D, A, C, G, and then it gets in solo, the second solo, which I don't know all the way through, and I'll run through those chords. G you already saw, and then D, which is 2 and 2 on B, or not B, E and G, and then 3 on B, and then with open D. And then A is 1 on B, and then 2 and 2 on D and G with open A. That's A minor, my bad. And then the C is, when I first started learning this song, it was always a hard chord to hit. It is on the 3rd fret on E and A, and then the 2nd fret on D, open G, and then 1st fret on B, and then everything. You hit every single string. And then, yeah, so it's... So you think you can tell. And you you keep that cadence throughout the entirety of the song, and it's the same in the chorus. What else is there that I might have glossed over? Not much. So I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Yeah. Goodbye.